Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about Capricorn and the coronavirus, aka COVID-19. And first off, I want to elaborate and expound on what I mean when I'm talking about Capricorn and the coronavirus, COVID-19. This is basically what I'm going to talk about is how areas in life that Capricorn may be affected and impacted due to this coronavirus, and also how they may handle it at this time, and some health issues that may be emphasized and accentuated due to this. So anyway, first thing up, well, Neptune is still in Pisces, of course, so the third house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Capricorn. And yes, it does apply and pertain. I want to rewind, people. Mercury retrograde. Well, it's not retrograde now, but anyway, I have it in my solar return chart. But what I want to say is that I want to say that it does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, Ascendant anyway. Neptune again is in Pisces, of course. Third house is what is emphasized and highlighted for Capricorn. Neptune is connected with diseases. Pisces can be about ones that can't be eradicated and cured. The fact that the third house is being emphasized and highlighted, this may strongly affect Capricorn's communications and might even do something with their rational thinking at this time. And it could be something where you're talking about, I mean, I could understand the rational thinking part, because even though Capricorn is very disciplined and structured and they're very rational, but the thing about it is Capricorn is so much about things that are regimented, and they're very consistent with what they do. And something like this can really, I could see how it could get even Capricorn a little bit frazzled, because it would just be something new that they have to could be dealing with, so that they're not accustomed to what they're doing. Capricorn generally doesn't like to deviate from what they do day to day, so you understand what I'm saying, because they're so consistent. But the thing about this as well, Capricorn may have a sibling or a cousin or a neighbor that may contract this because the third house is associated with this, or somebody that might have been prominent in their early education, maybe someone they knew from grade school. It could be a former classmate, or maybe there is a teacher that this person knew at this time. It could be something, even it might impact their short journeys as well, more so than usual for Capricorn. Short journeys and local transportation. This is something, I mean, Capricorn is not one that really generally is about traveling, period. And if Capricorn is in a situation where, especially they're in an area where the coronavirus is very prevalent, I could see how they may restrict themselves even more in terms of going out, taking a ride to the store, and even avoid that if they could help, because they are so fundamentally cautious. Now, Pluto will still be in Capricorn, so the first house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Capricorn. Pluto can be associated with viruses, so Capricorn really needs to be careful at this time. As far as matters with the physical body, they could be more susceptible to this than a lot of other people, despite often having a really a solid constitution, I would say. But overall, but the thing is also the appearance of Capricorn as well. There could be something about this virus, whether they contract or not, where it might really affect how they look. Capricorn can often be somewhat despondent or dejected, and it might even show up in their, even if it's just a simple expression on the face and how they appear to others, especially if this is actually hitting their actual first house in one's natal chart, because that would be the ascendant, and it would be something where you're talking about like the first impressions and the appearance. And this is something where that could even be more emphasized if that were the case. Now, there's also it could even be in some cases where it might strongly impact Capricorn as far as new beginnings go, because the first house can correspond with that. Capricorn generally is not one to embark on anything new without prolonged premeditation and planning and forethought. So you could understand how this could actually strongly impact Capricorn as far as new beginnings go. It could even be, now in some cases, it might even be a grandmother that might contract this, or somebody that was prominent in their early childhood. Uh, this could have been. This could also be something where the vitality is strongly affected. It's more, especially, let's say if this is actually conjunct one's Capricorn sun, or if it's conjunct the ascendant, especially. Those are because those areas can be connected with the physical vitality. Say if this is conjunct one's moon, it might be more of an emotionally draining type of experience that Capricorn could be going through at this time. Now, if we're going, and also to the outlook on life could be rather drastically, might be drastically changed, because this Capricorn sadly can be somewhat negative and pessimistic to begin with. And then if you have something like this heading Capricorn, it might even exacerbate that. I would think to some degree, might even give power. Pluto is connected with power. It might give power to that outlook, sadly, but it could also, on a positive end, have a transforming effect on Capricorn because Pluto is associated with transformation. Now, the emphasized symptoms for Capricorn can be, uh, there might be, I mean, aches can, as far as if Capricorn were to would happen to contract this, it could be bones that are aching. It could be the joints. Maybe the hamstrings are in pain or aching because the coronavirus can be connected with body aches. There might be some pain in the knees, and also despondency is something that Capricorn has to look at as well at this time, because Capricorn is that sad sign of the zodiac. They're known to become despondent, melancholy, more so than the other zodiac signs on average. Now, another thing too is that in a solar natal chart, the zodiac sign Gemini often falls on the sixth house cusp. So there's sensitive areas for Capricorn can also be matters with the lungs, the breathing, the respiratory system, and those are, of course, are symptoms that could be associated with the coronavirus. And also maybe aches in the arms and the hands at this time, shoulders. It could even be something, I mean, this is something for Capricorn at this time where they can, if they happen, whether they contract it or whether they're simply just dealing with just the general situation, this is something where they could perceive this as something very serious. Capricorn is not exactly whimsical or capricious. They generally take most things very seriously. The coronavirus would certainly be no exception. And they're very, I could see Capricorn being very orthodox and conventional as far as handling this situation. They're not going to take like the Trump advice and shoot Lysol into the arm or anything like that. I'm being flippant, of course, so that almost everybody knows that anyway, that that's not something that would be considered logical. But the thing about it is, and they will be very, and generally very calm in handling this situation. Capricorn will probably take a lot of precautions when they're going out, wearing the mask, even goggles or glasses, getting their hand, perhaps even bringing hand sanitizer with them wherever they're going. I mean, Capricorn is one of the more cautious signs of the zodiac, being an earth sign. And the thing about it is, if Capricorn happens to be confined in this situation and there's like some stipulation and a curfew is enforced, this could be something because Capricorn is very career oriented and business minded. They may often try to run some business out of their home, whether it could be an online business. It might be something to, as far as their enjoyment, well, Capricorn really isn't much about fun, amusement, or enjoyment, but if they try to do something that might be fun and they're in this isolation situation, it could be by playing some kind of business or political games. Some business games might include Monopoly or Rise of Industry. It could be finding some government type of game if there's some games around, whether it's a board game or video game that could pertain to the government or politics. That could be something they could be interested in. Things with information technology. It might be also where they might be finding themselves just organizing things in their home, whether it might just be furniture or files or um, anything that could need organizing. And Capricorn too is a sign where it's about planning and premeditation. So they may use a lot of that time to plan and plot what they're going to do when this situation would actually end. Hold on a moment, people. Now, if Capricorn is in a situation where they're on some medical team and they have patients that have the coronavirus and they're dealing with these patients, Capricorn may do so with a lot of their own patients. They could be exceptionally responsible and very mature in handling situations like that. They could actually be downright undemonstrative. You wouldn't expect Capricorn to show an overabundance of emotion in these situations, which actually can be good because they can be counted on to be very rational. Now, if this is something too, if Capricorn is if they happen to contract this, they're very disciplined and structured, and they will handle this with a lot of discipline and still be very consistent, whether it's in their manner, their demeanor, or as far as how they may treat the situation, staying in isolation, doing the things they need to do to not to try to recover from it as quickly as possible. And the thing about it is they are very orthodox and rational and conventional. They're not ones that are going to try to find some bizarre or unorthodox or unconventional way to try to resolve the situation, but they will handle it generally in a very calm, cool, and collected manner. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.